Hi, my name is Consuelo. Welcome to the channel and thank you for choosing this yoga sequence for your low back. So today the sequence is really designed to kind of address the different problematic area when it comes to the low back. So we will stretch and release the muscles of the low back, as well as strengthening your abs and stretching the hip flexors. So let's get ready and we begin. So for this practice, you will need 2 blocks. So if you have those, just grab them now before we start, or anything that looks similar to yoga blocks. And then when you have your props, then you can come to lie down on your back. And we start in constructive rest pose, which means you bend the knees, the feet are as wide as your yoga mat, and then you let the knees drop towards the center line, so the knees will support one another. And then you can rest your hands on your belly or arms by your side. Tuck the chin under and close the eyes. And start by slowing down your breath. Feeling the belly rising and falling with the rhythm of the air flowing in and out through the nose. And bring your awareness to your low back. Feeling the contact of the low back with the surface underneath you. And the support that the floor can offer to the low back in this position. So let the muscles of your low back feel supported by the floor. And let the sense of support allow them to relax and soften. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale through the nose or mouth. And then open the eyes. Separate your knees and take a block. Place the block in between your thighs and lift the legs up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the block. And then hands behind your head, elbows wide. Flex the foot. And now on the inhale, you lift head and shoulders off the floor. The elbows stay wide. Look up towards the ceiling. And then you lift the tailbone up. Squeeze the block and hold the breath. And when you want to exhale, you release head and shoulders on the floor. And again, so inhale, lift head and shoulders off the floor, hold the breath, squeeze the block and lift the tailbone up. Feel the shake in the abs, and then exhale to lower head and shoulders on the floor. And do a few rounds on your own. So lifting on the inhale, holding to squeeze the block and lift the tailbone up. And exhale and release when you need. Continue like this. And if your core muscles are shaking and full of sensations, then you're doing this correctly. The knees can stay slightly bent. You don't need straight legs. 2 more. Keep the low back flat and in contact with the floor. Good. Woo. And then release. Put the block on one side. You can hug the knees into the chest and rock right and left. And then come back to center. We come to a supine twist. So I give you 2 options for this one. So you can keep the knees and legs together, open the arms wide, and drop the knees over towards the left. If you want more stretch, then you can cross the right leg on top of the left, and then you let the legs drop over towards the left. So choose the leg variation that works for you. It doesn't always need to be the more intense variation. Every day is different. Choose a pose where you can feel a stretch on the right side of the low back, but without being too much. So that you clench the jaw or you kind of tense up the neck. And then close the eyes. And we stay here for 3 slow, deep breaths. And open the eyes, come back to center, hug both knees into the chest, arms wrapping around the shins. You can rock right and left. And then supine twist on the other side. So just open the arms and drop both knees over towards the right. Otherwise, left leg on top of the right. And then you drop the legs. So take a moment to settle and move to find your most comfortable position in this twist, and then close the eyes. 3 slow, deep breaths. Allow the breath to massage the left side of the low back. And then open the eyes, return to center, untangle your legs, and then start to rock forward and back this time. So catch the back of the knees and just have some fun rocking forward and back. And find your way into a tabletop position, so on your hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, microbend the elbows, cat and cow. So inhale, arch the spine, lift the tailbone up, and then exhale, round chin towards the chest. Inhale, arching, looking forward, and exhale, round. And look at the belly button. Eyes can be open or closed, your choice. One more. And then come back to center. Bring your knees as wide as your yoga mat, big toes to touch. Extended child's pose. So bring your hips towards your heels and walk your hands forward. Forehead on the floor. You can also place a block underneath the forehead if the floor is too far away. And your hips can also be a little bit higher, and that's fine. Close the eyes and take a few deep breaths here. Awareness back to your low back, and maybe you visualize your low back expanding and stretching out with every inhale, and then releasing, coming back to center, towards center on the exhale. And then keep the legs and the hips where they are. Just move your upper body, arms and head over towards the left. So you reach your right arm along the diagonal. Big side body stretch. Stretching the right side of the waist and the low back. And keep your right hip and right glutes towards the right heel. And then gently, keeping the eyes closed. If they are, just move, go to the other side. Move the upper body and head over towards the right. So this time the left arm reaches through the diagonal and keeping the right hip down towards the right heel. And notice the difference in sensations on the left side of the body as you breathe in and out. And then come back to center. Come up on your hands and knees and in downward facing dog. And then walk your dog on the spot. So bend one knee and then the other. You can shake the head, yes and no. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Bend the knees, feet are hip width distance apart, ragdoll, so catch opposite hands to opposite elbow. Shift your weight forward and sway your upper body right and left. So the knees can stay slightly bent. The focus here is really lengthening and traction in the low back with the weight of your head and upper body. Then come back to center, shift your weight forward into the balls of the feet, chin towards the chest. Breathe in and out. Again. Last time. And then release your hands down on the floor, chin to chest, bend the knees, and slowly roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. The head is the last one to come up, and reaching the arms up, palms together to touch and down at your heart center. Soften the back of the knees. Press the palms and take a deep breath in. And exhale. And when you're ready, you can open the eyes to the room. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you feel better in your low back. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment box below what you want to see next on the channel. I will see you very soon. Bye.